Do spirits or ghosts really exist? Tune into my talk show, Universal Talk, Saturday, May 22nd, 2010, where we will explore the evidence. We welcome Rebecca Jernigan. Rebecca is a talk radio host, author, clairvoyant, channel for the Elohim, spirit communicator, paranormal investigator, energy healer, speaker, and workshop facilitator. By excelling in hypnosis, divine healing, meditation, and Reiki, she has developed intuitive diagnostics. Check out her internet radio show, Journeys with Rebecca. Tune in as we discuss the possibilities on Universal Talk, Saturday, May 22nd at 10 a.m.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Universal Talk. On today's show, we ponder the possibility for the existence of spirits or ghosts. Let's present the case. First, we must consider the belief that most cultures hold on an afterlife, and that we human beings house a soul within this physical body. What if we were spiritual beings living a human existence, and that some individuals had the gift to tap into energies that allowed them to see and even communicate with the afterworld? In a moment, we will have Rebecca Jernigan on the show. Rebecca is a talk radio host, author, clairvoyant, channel for the Elohim, spirit communicator, paranormal investigator, energy healer, speaker, and workshop facilitator. By excelling in hypnosis, divine healing, meditation, and Reiki, she has developed intuitive diagnostics. Rebecca Jernigan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here with you.
Great. So is there anything I left out?
No. Well, I don't know. That was a lot. It's kind of strange to hear somebody talk about me like that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually on the other side of the mic, you know.
Right. I feel you. You know, I was on Carrie Cassidy's show yesterday, which was, absolutely, well, it was ironic and just kind of weird.
True. And I was listening, you know, for a while.
I know. We wanted to give a shout-out to you yesterday, but because of the limitation in the technology at the time, we couldn't do that for you, but we got you today.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind, in the beginning here, because it kind of ties in with the direction that we're going in today with the show.
Mm-hmm.
That it's very interesting. Teresa, I think, is her name. I'm terrible with names, by the way, Joe. So it's
it's Terry or Teresa.
Yeah. Okay. She's not the first one, but I'm going to comment because obviously this is somebody that you know.
Right.
But her story, quote unquote, is so familiar because it's not unlike my own or not unlike many others that I've also heard about.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the, circumstances are slightly different, but really you could take this story and put it to many, many people that I'm particularly aware of, and obviously names are not my forte in this life,
mm-hmm.
and because I don't really, when based on names, I see people based on how they feel to me, their energy, so that's how I recognize people.
Right.
So, that's not an excuse. It is the reason. I'm terrible with names. So, as I was listening to her and others like herself, and again, my story is very similar to hers. And she made a statement yesterday that was pretty interesting that they wanted me to comment on today, is that at some point, because of her abilities, she was called a freak.
Right.
And that's not unlike what happened to me. And, I've always been psychic and always been clairvoyant, and I really didn't know that anybody else wasn't like that. I really did not. I did not know that they did not exhibit those same tendencies.
Right.
Because, when you're a child, you are just being yourself. There's no restrictions yet. Until the older you get, the more restrictions are put on your sense of self and your sense of being and how you're supposed to act, et cetera, and so forth.
Right.
So that happened to me when I was in my teens. I was called a freak. And I realized that stuff was coming out of my mouth, and I was actually giving readings to people without understanding that term. Growing up on a farm in the Midwest, not really. The nearest neighbor was a mile away. The school was a very, very tiny school. Just, there wasn't, we were not certainly cosmopolitan is what I'm trying to say. It didn't come from a big city. So therefore, there wasn't a whole lot of information coming in, and for me I had no mentors. So, from that point, that being said, from that point of understanding that, then I had to sit back and look within myself and go, okay, I just can't blurt things out. It makes people uncomfortable. So again, you kind of be you're kind of your own self-instructor in a sense.
Right.
And you try to listen and tap in and not realizing that you're talking to your guides, your angels, the guardians,